Good evening and welcome to Sport Live and our special coverage of the Halifax Rugby League Centenary World Cup. It's the biggest gathering of rugby league nations ever, with 10 countries battling it out, hoping to get to the final at Wembley on October the 28th and lifting that trophy. You'll be able to see all the action on Sport Live. England have already pulled off the big one in the opening game by beating Australia 20 points to 16. But Shaun Edwards said immediately after the game that they'd have to play a lot better than that to win in the final if they get there. Now, more action from Group 1, South Africa against Fiji. Fiji, of course, renowned for throwing the ball around. And keep an eye out for their star player, Noah Nadruku. Time to join our commentary team now, Ray French and Steve Sims in Keighley.
Good crowd assembling here at Cougar Park. Many hundreds waiting to come in to look at these two teams, and I think we could have a look at them ourselves. The Fijians, with a wealth of experience in Australian-based players, Philemone Seru, Noah Nyathkalau and Ian Sangaitu, could trouble the Rhinos up front with a powerful ball-handling pack. But one who we should be looking out for, Canberra Raiders wing Noah Nadruku. He topped the Australian try-scoring lists with 22 tries a couple of seasons ago. And South Africa field a very big pack of forwards. They'll be relying very much on that number 8 there, Gideon Watts, and strong running prop, Jaco Boyson. And behind, watch out for Guy Kumbi from the Durban Sharks Leagues Club, and Mark Johnson, the Rhinos' main strike force. He's one of the leading wingers in the rugby league over here, with Workington Town up there in Cumbria. And 4 substitutes per team, and under international rules, 4 substitutions per team only allowed. Certainly a tremendous atmosphere here, as I think the Fijians are about to entertain the crowd with the theatrical dance company and perform the war dance of the Fijian warriors, known as the Bole.
Number 9, Ian Sagi-Tua. Number 10, Theo Nakabua. Number 11, Happy Zege. Number 12, Billy Tada. And number 13, the substitutes are Kabia Salva, George Duda, Lucia Federera, and Kabiata Masaruki.
Impressed by that, but the South Africans remaining rather nonplussed. Tremendous atmosphere here, Steve.
It's a great atmosphere. They're queued up for miles outside this ground, and the ground is in terrific shape, and I'm sure it's going to be a good, open, fast game of rugby.
Well, it certainly should. I've seen both of these sides play in the World Sevens, and they can certainly handle a ball. The referee, David Manson from Queensland, he's taken charge of Test rugby between Great Britain and New Zealand, and having officiated in 6 state of origin matches down under, I don't think he'll have any problems here. The Fijians about to kick off, and it looks like Nyathkalau, Noah Nyathkalau, from the Penrith Panthers, the point scorer in the 95 World Sevens. Fiji playing up the slope. There's about a 4 to 5 foot slope here at Keighley, so certainly conditions in favour of the South Africans in this opening first half. Mr. Manson blows his whistle and we're underway. Boyson's good catch and good strong drive already there from Kumbi. South African forwards using the ball. Jaco Boyson's just been signed actually by Dewsbury, one of half a dozen Springboks to be signed, and a penalty against the Fijians there for holding on at the play of the ball. South Africa to kick to touch, and a good kick there by Pierre van Wyk, the fullback. So South Africa on the attack. Jaco Alberts inside the 20-metre line. Strong burst. Gerald Williams from the Durban Sharks, but a cracking tackle there by the Fijian. It's hurt him though, but it's still South Africa. Gideon Watts driving in 5 metres from the Fijian line. Good strong play here from South Africa. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle there from Nayat Kalau. But these South African forwards, I mentioned that they were big and strong. Tim Forey there from the City Scorpions in Johannesburg, trying to go over from the line, but a knock-on. Knock-on there by Cobus van Deventer. Well, we couldn't have a better opening than that from South Africa's forward, Steve.
No, the defence was superb. There was a couple of big tackles there, and what was pleasing about it, there was some good around-the-leg tackles that brought the South Africans down quickly.
Fiji wanting to get a good touch of the ball. Kaunivalu just holding it there. Fijians, renowned handlers of the ball. Kumbuai at prop. And hooker Sangaitu, who plays with North Sydney, taking it away at acting half-back. This is better now. Nayat Kalau, Noah Nayat Kalau in the action already. Good switch of the ball. Fine touch. It does. It does. Good left-footed kick there from Denye. Another one of the Fijians with experience down under with Parramatta and Penrith.
It was a good set of 6 from the Fijians then. They worked hard to get out their own from their own goal line, and then a good kick downfield, and they're defending well also.
South Africa keeping that ball moving. Jaco Alberts at 13 there. Coming away nicely at scrum half. Baron Alkema, the Pretoria Bulls. Gerald Williams again. And the Rhinos moving it out wide. Oh, mistake there, a knock on. Mr. Manson spotted it. Good pressure there from Denye. Good tackle. Tim Forey couldn't hold the ball. The City Scorpions second row. Conditions ideal underfoot. Good covering of grass. Very firm. Good step inside there from Nalangi, the skipper, made his debut against Papua New Guinea. Fiji running strongly now, offside. South Africa. Is he worth an attempt at goal, Steve, or?
Well, the wind's pretty, it's blowing a little bit up there, but if he can kick it certainly in his distance. What you've got to make sure is if you're kicking for goal, you make the ball dead. If you make the ball dead, if you miss the goal, you still get the ball back.
Well, they opted for the kick to touch. It'll be the tap just outside the 20-metre line. It's Sangaitu launching Kumbaye. Many of these Fijians, again, recent converts from Union, many playing with local clubs like the Nadi Dragons, but others playing with Australian clubs. And a good charge there by Kaunivalu, driving towards the line, put down, good defence. One of the local players with the Eagles club there in Fiji. Fiji moving it out wide now. Good pass on the outside there. Oh, and the fullback! Savo Tambua nips in for the first try. Superb try there from Savo Tambua. Took the ball out wide. And delight there on Vazeli's face. His first try for the World Cup for Fiji.
Well, some good work here. Quick play the ball. Straight out to Natha Kalau. The standoff. Good ball out to the fullback. Savata Tambua. And scored a good try. It's good ball movement from the Fijians there.
It certainly was, Steve. Very, very quick. 2 good long passes. And what I liked about the fullback, he took pressure on himself, and he went for that line. Good try. 4 points to Fiji.
They got a lot of size about on the Fijians. They're hitting the line hard, and for big men, they got that little bit of extra pace you need, because rugby league these days is a fast game with big men needed.
So it's Nyathkalau to attempt to kick the goal, the top scorer in the 95 World Sevens, experience with the Penrith Panthers. He flights it perfectly between the uprights. So Fiji in the lead, early stages, by 6 points to 0. And this was a well-taken try, Steve.
It was a good try. Hit the fullback there, Sava Tambua, dies over, but he showed exceptional speed there. But the standoff read it very well, because he seen that they had numbers. It was 3-on-1 out wide, got the ball out quick, and with the extra men out there, Fiji scored the try.
I can certainly remember playing with many Fijians like Joe Lavula, Ravuvu, and Mike Ratu at Rochdale Hornets in the 60s, and I, for one, can vouch for their athletic abilities.
It's a bad mistake from South Africa there. They've kicked the ball out in the full. Now Fiji's on the attack again with a penalty at halfway. The ball must land in the field of play from the kick-off.
Fiji warmed up for this World Cup series. They beat France 2014 in a test. And they've beaten Papua New Guinea in Port Moresby 1910, and that's no mean feat. South Africa needing to rise up a gear here. Rugby League, a 22-year history in South Africa, recently revived in the late 80s, but it's Fiji on the move again. Oh, good running there by loose forward Mariawa. Keeping this ball moving wide, troubling the bigger, heavier South African forwards. This time Tanya tries to put the prop Kumbuai away. Certainly making light of this uphill struggle. A difference of 4 feet and drop in this pitch, just 5 metres from the line. Rather stray pass picked up by Sofatambua. Oh, he gets away there on the outside, cutting inside. Is he on his back? Looks like Nandruku. Noah Nandruku, the Canberra Raiders wingman. Well, he's certainly accustomed to putting the ball down over the line. Prolific point scorer down under there in Australia, and especially with the Premier club, the Canberra Raiders. Took his opportunity and had the strength to force his way over, Steve.
Once again, a quick play of the ball. Now, there's a bad pass from there, but they've still taken this opportunity. The fullback, once again, nice short ball to Mariawa, inside to Nadruka. Now, Nadruka is very strong, scored a lot of tries in the Sydney competition, and Fiji, the way they're throwing this ball around, they look a very handy team.
Certainly beautiful passing there, running on, evasive qualities. Now then, just watch this lad go, the handoff, the pass inside, and Nadruku, he's got one, he's got 2 men around him, but he gets over. Topped the Australian lists in 1993 with 22 tries. Has had experience of Britain, toured with the Fijian Rugby Union side, and here with the Batties, as they're known, the Warriors of Fiji. And Noah Nyathkalau, much more difficult kick, right out there on the touchline. There's difficult breeze just blowing around, not necessarily in anyone's favour. This will be a good kick if he gets it. Well, he's got the height on it, but we can see it just hovering in the breeze there, pushes it across. The touch judge signalled no goal, but I'm sure Fiji will be content with the try and the point, Steve.
Yeah, nice little short ball there from the fullback. Down Andruka, a lot of experience, very powerful. Straight over the line, there's a player to the other way, he's trying to hang off him, but hold on to him, but he can't. He's just too strong.
South Africa, of course, on a learning curve as far as rugby league's concerned. Just 10 clubs about to kick off the championship after this World Cup in Pretoria, Durban and Johannesburg. But this World Cup will be a great experience to these Rhinos. But it's Fiji calling the tune out wider, and it's this man at number 6, Nayaf Kalau, who's doing it. Good pass. This time, Dakuitonya. Loose ball. South Africa need to get some possession, Steve, don't they?
They do. This is their chance now. I'm not sure what he's going to do here, but Fiji certainly knocked on first in this play. But you see here on the replay, just he's trying to offload, push the pass. Now, just there, Fiji, it's come off the Fijian hand there, and South Africa get the feed. They need a good set of 6 here, South Africa. Just put a little bit of pressure on the Fijian defence.
They do. Kluter working a nice switch move. Oh, and a good, strong charging run there from Wilhelm Boshoff, a Northern Transvaal player, plays for the Eastern Reds. Alkema trying to get these forwards going again. But the tackling by these Fijians, Steve, Kumbuai there, ferocious, isn't it? I
like the way they chase hard, they work hard in defence. They've missed a few tackles, but when they've missed them, they've turned them back inside to someone else, and they've worked very hard.
But a good spell here from the Rhinos. Good move there by the scrum half, Barend Alkema. Charging run, big forwards going. Oh, just held short there on the 6th tackle, but that was a good spell there from the Rhinos, and it's that number 4, Boshoff again. Another of the lads who have signed for Dewsbury. Fiji consolidating here.
I think the South Africans at this stage, they probably haven't played at this speed before this game, and their defence, they're standing flat-footed, they've got to move forward. They're just standing back waiting for Fiji to run at them.
Nice play from Tanya, the Nadi Dragons scrum half. But it's still Fiji moving this ball all around the ground. Oh, that's good play, and it launched the wingman away here. Dakuitanya, good tackle, good stop by Van Wyk. But it's still Fiji on the attack, driving it in with Tonga. Inside there to Kaunivalu. Good defence there by South Africa. Can they hold out for this one tackle? Nayaf Kalau again, good switch. Back inside to Tonga. They've got space on this outside. Oh, he's driving through. Seru, Philemoni Seru from the Queensland Crushers in Australia, but he didn't make it. He didn't make it. Well, he looked for all the world to be in there for a try, but he wasn't, Steve.
He wasn't. We'll have a look here. Offload in now. Seru, powerful. He nearly made a break before. He gets over the line. No, he's just short of the line there.
He was almost tempted to make a double movement, wasn't he?
He was, but it's good refereeing. And then from the changeover, Fiji's given away a penalty.
I think you're right here, Steve, that South Africa are a little bit shocked by the speed of the play, isn't it?
It is. They're not used to playing at this speed. Where Fiji, you can tell they've got experienced players like Natalako and Nandruka and Seru. They've done plenty of work. They've played in the Australian competition, and they're used to playing at a quick pace.
Edwin Ludik coming on, and Guy Kumbi going off. So the substitutions.
Substitution for South Africa is Edwin Ludik.
And there is Guy Kumbi. It looks to be a blood win, so he is allowed to have the wound attended to, and he has unlimited time. South Africa fighting back here now. South Africa trailing by 10 points to 0. Just 15 minutes gone in this first half here at Cougar Park, Keighley. The second match in the Halifax World Cup. Of course, both of these sides are in the same group as Australia and England, who played at Wembley on Saturday, and they certainly know what they have to do. Looks very safe, this Savatambua.
He does. He's had a big game so far, especially with the football. He comes into the line well, and also he's got the skills to be able to read that his players outside are unmarked. And
Fiji using this acting half-back very, very well there, Kumbuai. Tonga running all over, but he's dropped it. Well picked up there by Tim Fury. And South Africa, well, they had an overlap on the outside there, but offside. Might be worth a shot at goal, I think, in these early stages, Steve.
They should kick the goal here, settle things down, get a couple of points on the board. They're going to get the ball. They kick the goal, they'll get the ball back again, and then go on from there. But they need a couple of points on the board just to settle them down that little bit.
And it's Van Wyk to have the shot for goal. Strong, stocky full-back. And there is Tom van Vollenhoven. South Africans and British viewers will remember that great South African wingman. I certainly had the opportunity of playing alongside him at St Helens, one of the all-time greats of South African rugby union and rugby league. Van Wyk, hoping to put a smile on Van Vollenhoven's face, represented Stellenbosch at under-21 level and switched to league with the Perth Western Reds 12 months ago, and playing with the Eastern Reds in South Africa. And it's a good shot, strong, hit through between the posts. So South Africa, the first points of this World Cup, and Vollenhoven nods his appreciation. And South Africa pull a few points back, 10 points to 2 now for Fiji. I think that will give them some heart, Steve.
Oh, well, it's always good to get some points on the board. They put a little bit of pressure on Fiji then and come up with 2 points. What they need now is another good set of 6 tackles from the kick-off, good kick downfield, and put Fiji under pressure again in their own territory.
Yaskala kicking off. And Jaco Boyson, the captain. This number 10, the captain, he certainly has a goal worse, Steve.
He does. He's played very well. He's just gone down now. I think the tackle hurt him. But he could be at home with the Keithley Cougar supporters because he certainly looks a lot like Ian Gately there, big number 10.
Certainly this big South African pack taking the game to but it's a bad knock on the shoulder there. Let's hope there's no dislocation. But these big South African forwards, they're giving Fiji some trouble. The match is a bit like the rapier and the bludgeon, isn't it?
It is. They're going hammer and tong. Both teams want to impress. Both teams want to be in the semi-finals if they can. And but they're both inexperienced teams.
Good play again by Jandruku. Well, he went to play the ball himself. He can do if he's not being marked, but I think Mr. Manson said that he never really touched it with his foot.
He didn't. You have to release the ball, and then you can kick it in either direction. You can kick it forward, backwards, sideways. As long as the ball then clears the ruck area, you can pick the ball up and run with it. But Nandruka there, he just never let the ball go and then took off.
So a second opportunity for the Van Wyk. Little breeze getting up. Jaco Boyson is fit again. A heavy knock to the shoulder. Another one who played Union for Eastern Transvaal. Now with the St Helens Devils in Johannesburg. The club twinned with the St Helens club over in Lancashire. And number 14, Edwin Ludik, going off, and Guy Kumbi being attended to in the blood bin, returning. So Van Wyk with the kick again. He strikes it well and he strikes it through, and another good goal. And South Africa are hitting back and hitting back hard. This game isn't over, not by any means at all.
You just have to keep plugging away. As I said before, from the kick-off, they need another good set of 6 tackles. Work down the Fijian territory. If you can keep getting 2 points every time you get in the opposition's half, you're going to be halfway there to winning the game. South Africa now only behind by a try and a goal.
Two different styles of play, Steve. Fiji, it's moving from wing to wing. South Africa, half-backs and pack driving down the middle.
Yeah, probably two totally different style of coaches. Tony Fisher with the South Africans and Graham Murray with the Fijians.
Well, Tony Fisher, the South African coach, a well-known front row forward, hooker with Great Britain 14 times, used to forward play, and we're seeing some good forward play here. South Africa then, on the move now, this time moving it out wide, but crunching tackle there on Tim Fury. And he certainly looks to be in some trouble. Referee Manson stopping play already. Here we see Fury coming in. Oh, it was just a shoulder charge there by Nalangi. Don't think there was anything naughty in that, Steve.
No, he was going down. It was a good hard tackle, and the arm coming over the top. Nalangi here, you'll just see his shoulder hits and then the arm swings over the top. Maybe the intent may have been there, but the referee said it was okay, so they'll just play on here.
Good round of applause for Tim Fury, the City Scorpions, and Rhinos second row. Back to his feet, and play continues. Van Wyk coming in on the attack. Good high kick, that's a tester. Oh, he's missed it. South Africa are underneath there, flick back very, very nicely. South Africa on the attack, Ballard going for the corner, but he's lost the ball. Well, it was danger there for Fiji, but it was on the sixth tackle, and on the sixth tackle, the ball is handed over.
Yeah, just that high kick. It was a good pressure from South Africa. High kick. Sova Tambua, he misjudged the kick. Yeah, South Africa there, they had to push it. It was the last tackle, so they had to do something.
Fiji just couldn't get the ball away. Picked up by South Africa. They're going on the attack down there now. Good movement there from the wingman Mark Johnson. And South Africa wanted to get into the action very, very quickly. Moving it across to Jaco Boysens. Boysens takes the other way forward, just on the 20-metre line. This time to Gerald Williams. Can't get the ball out there. Ballot, we're waiting for the ball. Ballot has it now. Cuts back inside. Ooh, it looked to forward. Well, it was a knock-on.
No, probably a little bit lucky there, South Africa. To play the ball, he probably should have got penalised from the play the ball previous because he never played it properly. But there's a lot of pressure there. Yeah, knock on from Foray there, and the referee spotted it. But Fiji, they're exciting. They like throwing the ball around, but they just try to do that a little bit too often, where they lost the tackle, the ball on the second tackle when they just got it back, and they need to just settle down that little bit. You just can't keep throwing the ball from one side of the field all the time.
Nalangi just being warned, but I have the feeling as we look at that possession and territorial advantage there, it's very, very much even Stevens this game, yet South Africa, Steve, just seem to be frustrating the Fijians.
They do, because they're big, they're fast, and they keep the ball moving all the time. And plus they've got that little bit of experience where some players in the Fijian team have played at the top level.
Well, let's not forget that it's Fiji who are leading this game by 10 points to 4, and that was a good run by Marioal. And a penalty for dumping into the floor. That will mean South Africa losing territory. Here we can see Fiji on the attack. The player goes down and the player drops on him, Jaco Alberts.
Marijuana, the loose forward, he looks a pretty handy prospect. He's got a good step, and he's causing the South African defence a lot of problems every time he gets the ball.
Fiji then, they've taken quite a battering for the last 9 or 10 minutes back in the South Africans' half. Moving that ball about in retreat really. Seru, oh, good burst by Seru, 2 side steps, can't just get away, he does, gets that ball away beautifully to the hooker Sangaitu to fullback Savan Tambui. Oh, it's loose, but retrieved by Fiji. They can suddenly burst into life, can the Batties. Driving for the line, number 10, just stops shot. Well, that is a double movement, surely. Yes, it is.
There was a double movement there.
Kumbuai.
Nakubai. Yeah, he's got tackled. The ball's touched the ground. The elbow and the ball's touched the ground here. You'll see that. Then he's got up again. Now that's a tackle. He's got a marker and he's penalised. I know one thing, Ray, that the crowd certainly enjoy the Fijians, the way they throw the ball out. But from a coach's point of view, I'm sure the coach will be up there pulling his hair out.
Here we can see Kumbuai. A good effort, but just a foot short. And that's a double movement. South Africa back in possession. Many great South African players played over here in rugby league. People like Jan Prinsloo, Len Killeen, Alan Skeen, Wilf Rosenberg, Trevor Lake, and more recently Ray Mort and Rob Lowe, and played with distinction.
Well, just a little knock on there from Van den Venten there, the hooker. Now the referee makes us rule a forward pass here.
He's certainly very quick. Edwin Ludwig on again. Well, he's been on and off like a yo-yo, this lad. He's this time for Wilhelm Boshoff, the Northern Transvaal lad. But it's South Africa this time, making good play down the blind side. Good link there between Alberts and Alkemer. Boysons in possession, strong running prop forward, the Rhinos skipper. Gerald Williams from the Durban Sharks, played in Wales as an under 19. Alkemer again, almost through. Good little scrum half this, Steve.
He is. Well, what's good about him is he takes the ball to that defensive line and puts the defence in doubt.
Well, it was well intended, but not quite accurate enough. Into the crowd and a packed house here. They've, I think, had to get everyone in very, very closely. They had to walk spectators around to this near side. Such was the pressure on the turnstiles. All wanting to see Fiji and South Africa for the first time in Britain. Fiji keeping it. That's a forward pass. Surely Mr. Manson hesitated, but no problem at all. The forward pass there to Denye. Handling errors, we can see there from South Africa, quite considerable. I think that says a lot for the fierceness of the tackling from Fiji.
It does, and indicates the score at this stage that Fiji with only 3 handling errors and they're on top.
South Africa working a switch move. That's good by Van Wyk. What a good tackle. Excellent tackle there from Nagi Lanyi on Ludwig. But it's South Africa moving down here now, growing in confidence. Francois Klute just pushed back over the 20-metre line. Alkemer again. But the Fijians' defence holding South Africa just with the 2 goals. This time out wide. And a crunching shoulder tackle again from Nandruku. Mr. Manson not very happy with that. We'll have a look here to see if the Fijian brought. Well, I don't see much wrong with that. You can charge with the shoulder.
That was quite legal tackle. I don't know what the referee's going to rule on this, but it was a good tackle. It was a winger on a front rower. It was Nandruka on Watts. And Nandruka come out on top. You don't often see that a winger coming in flat out and can get on top of a big front row forward.
And well, I couldn't see any raising of the elbow, which is what might have happened, but certainly Gideon Watts is right.
I think both players are in the blood bin there, actually. I think that's what he's ruling. He had the blood bin card up there.
Yeah. So Gideon Watts in the blood bin, certainly a lot of facial knocks.
And 17 on South Africa, that's Van Niekerk.
And Van Niekerk, Jaco Van Niekerk, who's had a game with against the Queensland coming on. Fiji still in the lead on the half hour, 10 points to 4, but another chance. for Van Wyk. South Africa, of course, Steve, as we mentioned, they are playing down this slope. It's quite considerable. It's 4 or 5 feet at this end where Van Wyk's kicking now.
It is, and they've got all the advantages at this stage in this half. They're going downhill. I think they've got a slight breeze behind them. The sun's at their back. You know, everything's in their favour. So at this stage, Fiji probably have that little bit of upper hand. 10 minutes to go to half-time. They've still got 40 minutes to go after that.
I'm sure two great South African goal kickers who graced rugby league, Len Killeen of St Helens, will probably be watching this back home there in South Africa, and Freddie Griffiths, who's out there living in Australia now, could give Van Wyk a few tips. Well, let's see whether he needs them. Slight breeze coming around. He strikes it high, but no, this time wide of the post. Fiji running it out from their own line. Nyathkalau again.
He's pulled play up here. The one touch judge said he was okay. The other touch judge said that he put his foot into touch. So the referee's making a rule on that. But if we can see it on the replay, we may make a positive thing. Not that it matters much. The referee has decided that it's a dropout.
Probably put his foot touching goal, as he
well, that's one referee said a touch judge. I was watching one, said it was okay. He said play on, and then the other one ruled that he went out.
Well, I think we must remember, if we look at Mr. Manson's right ear there, he looks to have some plaster over it. That is, of course, radio communication between the touch judge, Mr. Tony Brown, and David Manson, and that's what it's all for. He's obviously sent him a little message down the wire. Oh, good fierce tackling. They really do put these South Africans down. But the Rhinos still charging, and charging at hooker there with Cobus van der Venter. Swinging it now to the left. Tim Forey cuts inside and he loses his jersey. And he'll have to get the ball out of there somewhere. Almost like a conjurer. Der Venter edging nearer to the post, and South Africa. Boyson's looking for the ball. Oh, they've lost it. Is a knock on? Yes. Good little grubber kick there by Jaco Boysons. Tonga just couldn't hold it. I'm sure it'll be a scrum and head and ball to South Africa. Tremendous pressure here from the Rhinos, Steve.
They've come back into the game. They were down early. They've got a little bit of possession now, and they're showing that they can do something with the football. And it was a great little kick. You will see their Boyson there, puts it through, follows it through. The standoff from Fiji, he couldn't handle it properly, and Fiji, South Africa's now got the ball.
South Africa, 5 metres from the line, short pass there to Tim Forey. Ready to switch it to the right. No, he's having a go himself from that in half-back position. Mr. Manson's looking, he's held up. But that was a good effort. Excellent effort there from Alkema.
Alkema here, you'll see, little dart. It's well worth the effort there. Now, he's held up over the line, but they will get the feed. They will get another 6 tackles, South Africa.
Actually, I think he's actually been given the advantage because he hit the referee, actually, on the left-hand side there. And, of course, you will be awarded the advantage. They're going on that blind side again. Alkema, a lively customer from the Pretoria Bulls Rugby League Club. Moves it out to Kluter. Kluter sends it wide to Ballot. Ballot, oh, Van Wyk couldn't take it. But number 14... Edwin Ludwig does take it. Still the pressure on the Batties. Ballot again. The Rhinos charging near, getting ever closer, looking for the first try. Alkema, little grubber kick, comes off.
It was offside.
Offside.
Come off. Yeah, he's in front.
One of those instinctive reactions. The player just jumps for the ball. Very difficult for the player to resist, but one Fijian was in front of the other, and it's a penalty for offside to South Africa.
Penalty 7-2 to 7 penalties against Fiji, 7 to South Africa's 2, and that's what's kept South Africa in this game, is that they've got another chance to make the score 10-6.
Well, and here we see the offside, a clever little kick by the South African scrum half, but it comes off one defender It's dropped on by Nalangi Langi, and it's a penalty. Well, the South African coach Tony Fisher brought in a psychiatrist to help his players to believe in themselves, and I certainly think they're beginning to do just that, especially if this ball goes over that upright. And it does. 2 more points from Van Wyk. Edging nearer are the Rhinos. 10-6. Just less than 5 minutes remaining, and certainly, Steve, been a very entertaining first half.
Oh, it's been a great first half. The first 20 minutes probably went to Fiji. The next part of the game's been South Africa. But you have to give it to Fiji. South Africa's been in their 22-metre area there for probably nearly 10 minutes and they haven't been able to score. So to Fiji's credit, not only with the football, they're also good without the ball.
Long high kick picked up by Van Wyk. He's certainly a big lad, isn't he? He's built like a prop forward.
He is. He's strong. And he also can come into the line good too.
And good handling from South Africa. They are gaining in confidence. They're putting pressure, but they still can't breach this Fijian defence. Good run there by Andrew Ballard. Had experience in the Bay of Plenty, one of the New Zealand Lion Red clubs. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle from Denye. Boysons sets off at a fair pace. He runs hard, this Rhinos captain.
He does. He's had a very good game. He's taken the ball up hard. He's made 10-15 metres every time he's had the ball, and it certainly helps South Africa get in good field position.
Nandruku with the head bandage, dumped unceremoniously by Workington Town and Rhinos wing, Mark Johnson. Savatambua working his way forward. Needs plenty of work now from this Fijian pack. Marayawa. Kaunivalu.
He's had a strong game, Kaunivalu. He's taken the ball out strong and he's very hard to tackle.
Good play from Fiji. They've been keeping it closer. Here they are now. Good work from the scrum half there, Tanya, the Nadi Dragons scrum half. Nyathkalau. Oh, the kick just didn't come off for him. Just caught the heel of a Rhino.
I think he tried to get a little bit too fancy then. He had plenty of chases on the outside, but he tried to put the kicking for himself rather than for the team.
Mark Johnson there coming in looking for work. Good strong run there from Tim Fury. But it's these South African forwards who are calling the tune. Gerald Williams. Nice slip of the pass. South Africa moving it well. Van Wyk to Jaco Boysons. Boysons cutting through. Good strong run here by the South African skipper. Oh, good tackle by Savatambua. But it's South Africa on the attack. Swinging it to the left. Diaventa can't get it away. He does get it away. Oh, just held there by Nandruku. On the 5th tackle. Diaventa, South Africa with the kick. Bobbles behind the line, picked up by Nyathkalau, and the pressure off.
Some great play by both teams there. Good attack from South Africa and good defence from Fiji.
Fiji will want to hold this ball for a steady 6 here now. Seru, experience with the Queensland Crushers in Australia. Still opening it out, still trying to move these heavier South African forwards around. Oh, good movement there by the wingman, Dakuitanya. Pass inside, it's Nandruku linking up. Oh, but a good tackle. Tremendous tackle there from Alkema. Try-saving tackle, but it's still the Fiji on the attack, going for the line. And Tanya's in under the post. Oh, wonderful reply just before half-time. Tanya, the scorer from the Nadi Dragons. Wonderful effort, but it was the work of the two wingmen, Dakuitanya and Nandruku, who got him that 4 points. And what a blow to South Africa.
Yeah, he's played the ball quickly, Nandruka. Good work there. Now the half-back here, Tanya, just a little dummy, steps back in. He sees that he can get there in time and scores a try right next to the post.
Certainly spotted the gap, and it's a very warm day. Even the Fijians, used to these temperatures, having plenty of drinks to stop dehydration. And what a time to score, just on the stroke of half-time. Nayat Kalau, the Penrith Panthers club in Sydney, made his debut against France in 1994. Ready to tack on the 2 points. No problems.
You see in the replay, the halfback Tanya, little dummy there, step off the right foot. Now, I don't like the way he's carrying the football. Someone could have come along, knocked it out. But anyway, he scored the try, and Fiji go further ahead, and it's a great time to score a try, just right on half-time.
It certainly was, because they've really been under some heavy weather from South Africa. I mean, the scoreline doesn't actually represent that middle half hour of the game, does it?
It doesn't. That was against the run of play. They've made a break near on late tackle here in their own half, Fiji, and the tries come out of it.
But certainly every time this man Nandruku is in possession, it spells danger for the Rhinos, doesn't it?
He's a top-class player, and he's shown that today with that little bit of extra ability, with what he's done in Sydney, and he's led the way for Fiji.
Yes, certainly a very evenly contested first half. Perhaps those players in the Fijian ranks who have great experience, like Nandruku, like Seri, who in the Australian League, just that little more experience than the South Africans. But tremendous effort from South Africa.
Searching for a
Bobby Brown and Oasis. 39 top chart hits on one great value double album. Now 1995. That's what I call music.
Winners, winners, winners with Jason Weaver, Britain's brightest young jockey.
I've ridden the winners. Now I'm joining another winning team, the Sporting Life. Every week I'll tell you the inside stories from the sellers to the classics, from the weighing room to the winners' enclosure. So join me on another winner, the Sporting Life.
A tornado is a rapidly rotating column of air in contact with the ground. It comes from thunderstorms. We drop probes into the paths of tornadoes, trying to get an idea of what kind of force is contained within these vortices. Maneuverability is very important. In split-second situations, there's very little margin for error.
To have the confidence to take on the sort of tasks you set yourself today requires a new approach. That's why Black & Decker has designed a new type of power drill. Like all the new generation of Black & Decker DIY tools, it's guaranteed for a full 2 years, because in 2 years, a lot can happen. It's the first drill to combine real power with real control. The new generation of power tools from Black & Decker. From now on, the possibilities are endless.
At BP, the prices are less than you think.
But it's Fiji. Oh, good long, superb pass out there to Mariawa. Mariawa cuts inside to the full back. Oh, Matambua's put it back inside to Seru. And Seru is over for a magnificent try. They struck immediately after half-time. The sheer speed of this Fijians out wide, Philemoni Seru, and the movement begun by Mariawa.
You see here, once again, what we were talking about before, quick ball movement, a long pass from the standoff, Natakalau, out there to Mariawa, looks inside, the fullback again, Suvatambua, and who's backing up? Seru. He's had a great game, Seru, backing up, strong runs, and it was a great try from Fiji.
And that was the pass that made it all. Fully 35, 40 yards. Just look at the vision here. It's put inside. Support play from Seru. And a wonderful try. Wonderful running down that left flank. Really outflanking the Rhinos there. Vast difference in pace once that ball moves out wide. The Fijians really taking advantage of the good conditions underfoot.
I think this is a good advert for the summer rugby when we start there. These are the conditions you're going to play in, and that's the sort of rugby you're going to see. I can't think of anybody that wouldn't have thought that try was exciting, and that's what rugby league's all about.
And here we see the speed and the execution of that try. There's Suvatambua, cuts inside, flicks it inside, perfect timing. Seru racing on. It's a try. But good cover there from South Africa. They're not giving up. They are working hard. But these Fijians, at the moment, a little too much pace. And South Africa now, Steve, they've got to hang in here now, haven't they? They've got to hang in.
Well, literally, they've got uphill battle. They're running uphill, and they've got that sort of battle because the Fijians are on a roll. They've got the sun at their back. They're going downhill, and they're full of confidence.
And it's Reni Druka, who has come on for skipper Nalani Lange. And here we see him. Number 10, Kumbua. Driving in, moving across the field. Oh, it's Seru again. Shimmy off that right foot. And he's slightly built, but he's difficult to put down. Good slip passing here from the forwards. Kaunivalu driving in, and they've really got South Africa on the rack now as Tanya moves it across. He's got Nyasa Kalau outside him. Oh, that could be a forward pass. Mr. Manson, well, he was looking to play advantage. Van Wyk just couldn't pick it up. A forward pass.
Matthew Kalau, he got a little bit too fancy here. He was greedy because he had an overlap there of 5-on-3. He tried to make the break himself. In the end, through a bad pass, and South Africa now got a chance to run the ball out from their 22.
Difficult for South Africa to get back into this game.
I was mentioning before about Cannavale, the big number 8 for Fiji. For a big man, he's got a lot of pace and he's causing the South African a lot of trouble.
Still, one or two of these South African forwards causing trouble. Number 13 there, loose forward, Jaco Alberts. And the ball back to Van Wyk. No, the kick right out on the full. So, in rugby league, the ball back to where the kicker kicked the ball. It'll be a scrum down. Or, in this case, a tap, but here, a scrum down.
You see Danye's getting a little bit of treatment there. He's had a pretty big game, but he's feeling the pitch a little bit now. And I think maybe Graham Murray might make a few replacements shortly.
But of course, let's not forget, Steve, the Fijians have to play England on Wednesday night at Central Park at Wigan, and that will be a daunting task.
It's going to be a lot different than today's game playing England. They're on a high, England. They're full of confidence now after their win yesterday. But this Fijian team, give them plenty of ball, and they'd be capable of upsetting a few teams.
They could shake England up too, I think.
Well, you know, as I say, if they get 50% of possession, they're going to score a lot of tries.
Well, here they are now, still on attack. Good switch of play there by Nihat Kalau and Tangya. The ball this time out to Nandruku. Nandruku looking for support. A difficult man to put down this Canberra Raiders wing. He's still going. Just edged into the touch. Touch, says Mr. Brown. But that's the determination of this Canberra Raiders flyer. And he's certainly got a cut on his head.
You see here, Noah, he just tried to do a little bit too much. A quick play of the ball would have been ideal for Fiji here. They could have spread the ball out the opposite side where they had plenty of numbers, but Noah kept pushing players off, getting closer to the touchline all the time, and in the end, he was dragged into touch.
Mark Johnson opening up very, very well there, and a good run there by Tim Furey. The ball out wide. That's good play there from the Rhinos. Moving it out wide there, really for the first time. Good run by Guy Kumbi. South Africa coming back here. Oh, he took his eye off the ball, Tim Furey. But he's offside. Fiji are offside. The South Africans have got away with it. Here we see he's actually trying to take the ball with the one hand, and I think he was intending to switch it inside, but he's got away with it. It's oh, he's lost it again.
They won't get away with that one.
No.
But you notice, we was talking about before Mark Johnson, he had to come in off his wing to the opposite side. He made the initial break when the South Africans got moving then. They need to get it out to their right-hand side and get it back to the left where Mark Johnson's got open spaces, because he's a talented player with a lot of pace.
South Africa then to feed the scrums. All the scrums going according to the head. Fiji driving in. Oh, good, strong, bullocking run there from that prop again, Kumbuai.
He showed good skills, Kumbuai, then chasing the ball from his left arm, the right arm, defend people off.
Tonga driving in now. Two good runs by the forward. Once again, it's this half-back combination of Tangya and Nihat Kalau, who are calling the shots in midfield, just on the South African 20-metre line. Across, full back, oh, beautiful switch, Savatambua coming in. Has he got the sidestep? No, but they put Mariawa in for a try. Good, slick handling again between those Fijians. It was all started by Savatambua and finished off there in fine style.
You'll see here, good ball movement again. From the standoff again. Out to the fullback, comes in at pace here, steps off his right foot. Savatambua, good look, he has a look. The player actually overruns him, but he takes his time. Back inside, Danye, back inside to Mariawa. And Mariawa, well-deserved try because he's been one of the best players all day. And they're just queuing up for the Fijians to run the football.
Good support play, 24 points to 6 now.
Just shows the importance of a good standoff. Nihat Kalau, he certainly get this back line moving with his long passes. He cuts out 3 and 4 defensive players, and his outside men are running into open spaces all the time.
The goal kicker, Nihat Kalau. The distributor in midfield, and also here a collector, I think, of 2 points. Yes. Time for a breather there for the try scorer, Mariawa, while Mr. Manson just checks that the South Africa's injured are okay. But Fiji pulling away here now, 26 points to 6 against here a very gallant South African defence, but really just lacking the pace and beaten on the inside. It's the fullback Savatambua, all the pace, the vision to put that little pass inside, and Mariawa picks up the try.
He's made a couple of changes, Graham Murray. One, Nasaro's on for Saru for Fiji.
Ballon's on for South Africa.
Fiji running riot here now. South Africa have really got to get their defence together. They've got to really get possession of this ball. They're not getting hold of it, are they?
They are. But also the defence is very bunched. 2 passes out. They've got 5 on 3 all the time, the Fijians, against South Africa. And they need to spread. They're too bunched.
Little chip kick through. Well covered there. Well covered by Tim Fury. Having a good game, this South African second row. Very game, very gallant. South Africa not giving up. As I said earlier, on a learning curve, picking up experience here. Many felt that they'd been plunged into this World Cup perhaps a little ahead of their time, but no. They're working hard.
I think it's the halfback for South Africa, Alkema, that's down in the back play, injured there. He's going to be a great loss for South Africa. He has to go off. He's had a fair game.
Boysons. Well, there's one who hasn't given up hope from the St Helens Devil. South Africa moving it forward. Van Wyk. Now that's a good kick. That's a high one. It's hovering. Oh, superbly taken by Fiji there, but Mr Manson is halting play by Sorrow. Superb jump, but Mr Manson halting play as looks like Alkema receiving attention.
It's a great high kick here from South Africa, but Suva Tambua takes it well, then drops it behind him, and Fiji dive on the ball. Now we're not sure. The referee's pulled up play for Alkema, and he looks like he's pretty badly injured. I hope he's not too badly hurt out there.
Well, they're calling for a stretcher. Any neck injury really must be seriously attended to. They're keeping him quite still. Let's hope it doesn't appear to be too serious. He's had a fine game. He's not stopped working. And certainly South Africa will be in trouble to lose this man.
Well, he's moving his legs and feet there, Ray, so that's a good sign. He seems to be moving okay there.
Yeah, he's certainly taken... he's looking a little better. He's certainly taken a heavy knock at the base of the neck and the shoulder area. But quite rightly, great concern.
It's actually Jaco Alberts.
Jaco Alberts. Great concern. And there he is, the number 13, very, very groggy. We will advise to take the ladder. Jaco Alberts then operated very, very well at the base of the scrum. And South Africa in great difficulty, Steve. They've run out of substitutions. You are only allowed under international rules 4 substitutions. So I make that they can only have 12 men.
That's all they can play is 12 men now. It doesn't look like any of them will come. He cannot come back on. But it's going to be an uphill battle for them now because they were struggling with 13 against 13. Now they're playing 12 against 13. South Africa have to really do it tough.
Well, sadly, everything been going wrong for South Africa, but there's that man, Tim Fury, again, having a stormer in midfield. South Africa looking to pick up a try. Oh, but there's the handling that's letting them down. Gideon Watts there, drops the ball, just couldn't take it. And here we see, only on the second tackle, straight pass, a little low, he had to stoop for it. It'll be Fiji's head and ball at this scrum again. Fiji now in possession down that left-hand side before a packed grandstand here at Cougar Park. Switched inside superbly there by Tangya. Just 15 minutes into this second half, and a little relief and respite for South Africa.
Just around the play of the ball there. I think he just dropped it as he was getting up to play the ball.
South Africa will certainly take their time, I think, at this scrum. Every minute precious now with only 12 men on the field. I think we should possibly explain again, Steve, for the benefit of viewers, each team under international rules has 4 substitutes, but they are only allowed 4 substitutions.
That's all they can have. It could have been the same player used 4 times, but you can only make 4 replacements. The only way they can get back to 13 now is 13 players now is if Alberts happened to be okay, he could go back on the field.
Or if anyone had been in the sin bin, but of course that would be a straight replacement. So it's 12 against 13, but it's a gallant 12, and it's a brave 12 for South Africa. Oh, it couldn't be picked up, but Mr. Manson allowing that. And it's Sovatambua coming away with the ball. South Africa not making the best of that opportunity there.
They're still trying things though, Ray. They haven't thrown the towel in. They're still trying their best out there. Variation to play, little kick and that, and they're not going to give up.
Well, I think always good heart under a green and gold jersey, but it's South Africa coming away. Nice Oro. Oh, he beats his man. Can't quite make it for pace there. Mark Johnson does well to pick him up, bring him back. But it's Fiji now on the attack. They've got an overlap on this left-hand side. It's Tanya again, trying to move that ball out. Nyata Kalau out to Tonga. Tonga inside to Marayawa. Marayawa held her out wide. Good defence there, scrambling defence by the Rhinos. Tanya again. Is it picked up? Yes, it is. Oh, good slip pass there to Sangaitu, and he's in. Little shimmy for cheek over the line. Big smile on his face, and hard-working hooker Sangaitu from North Sydney in for a try. And really it was South Africa stretched on one side, stretched back on the other, and just couldn't cope, Steve.
That's what they've done, Fiji. Good long balls. Once again, Tanya the halfback turns around to pass the ball. Now it goes nowhere. When your luck's in it, Ed, falls straight into one of the Fijians' hands. And Sangaitu is on the spot there and can't believe his luck, picks up a loose ball with no one in front of him.
And here we see the movement again. That's a good pass out of the tackle, and the South African defender there, just no hope. As Sangaitu goes round him, and a little shimmy there, a cheeky one, much appreciated by those Keighley Cougars fans at the back. And as ever, bottles of water being brought out to the players. It really is very hot here.
It is. But you can tell how quick the Fijians move the ball. The hooker was on this side of the field because it was one play earlier he was dummy half here. It went from one side straight back to the other, and he was still there and scored the try.
Nyat Kalau with the kick. Not too difficult. Oh, it hits the upright. Hits the upright. He'll not be too happy with that. But Fiji will be happy with that scoreline.
Well, I think Graham Murray's give a well-earned rest there to Cannavale and Nakuambi, the 2 big prop forwards for Fiji, who have just taken it up all day and really taken the South African forwards on.
And South Africa with a lot to do with 12 men in this final 20 minutes, trailing by 30 points to 6. And I have the feeling that, Steve, I have the feeling that these Fijians could, in fact, really be entertaining the crowd at Central Park there on Wednesday night.
Well, they're going to like the big open spaces there. And as we were talking about before, with 50% of the ball against anybody, I think they're going to be very hard to beat.
Fiji in possession then, finding the gaps there now. But Jaco Boyson's gamely hanging in with his side here for South Africa. And the passes seem to be going to hand. Oh, it's that man Marayawa again. Slips the pass out. Back to Sovatambua.
They've always got the ball in 2 hands and looking to offload all the time. They're always looking for someone backing up to give the ball to.
Quick movements again by Tanya. Nyata Kalau, oh, slipped inside. Couldn't be taken by Salu Salu. And relief again for the Rhinos.
Once again, you'll see here, Tanya offloads out there to Naya Kalau. Now he looks outside. Outside he's got 4 on 3, chooses to come back inside and they lose the ball. But he definitely had four attackers on 3 defenders outside his left-hand side.
Good pass to Johnson. Look to high tackle. The touch judge, Mr. Tony Brown, has spotted it. I'm sure it'll be resulting in a kick to South Africa.
They'll be back to 13 again now because Alberts is back on. They couldn't have made a replacement, but the last injured player that went off, he wasn't replaced, so he can come back on the field again.
Well, I think this is a very brave performance from Jaco Alberts. He doesn't look too good, does he? He's certainly taken a heavy knock. But, as you say, these Rhinos, they're not wanting to lie down, are they? They are putting on a very, very brave performance.
They're tough. They're tough. They know what it means to play for your country. And they're all out there doing their best for South Africa, and no one wants to let their team be out there with 12 men.
Vaisoro, one of the substitutions, and of course Fiji, the luxury of having 2 players on now, Salu Salu and Vaisoro, resting their 2 props, no doubt, for the clash with England. Well, Mr. Brown coming on again. Mr. Manson obviously having a little confab with him, and this is where it all started. We've got Jaco
Boyson and Williams over the top there. Now it's actually Williams that throws the elbow there. You can see from this side, it wasn't Boyson. Boyson's getting pulled out for it, but it was definitely Gerald Williams that threw the elbow.
And it's Denier, the man who has received it. Here we see the tall, long-striding Denier. They both go down, and as you say, it is Gerald Williams from the Durban Sharks. So, penalty to Fiji, and I think Nayata Kalau is going to take a kick at goal. I think quite sensible. Why run all day when, you know, there's a long time to go in this 3-week tournament?
I think you're right there, and also it settles the game down. After there's been a caution, there's been some foul play done in the game. It's just as easy to settle it down if you can, to let both teams cool down a little bit, and then they can get back into the game of playing rugby league the way it should be.
Both Fiji and South Africa to meet yet England and Australia, so 2 further games for each in the group. The top 2 in the group going forward to the semi-finals. Quite a good length here of kick for Nyaskalo, 40 yards, but no pressure on him, almost a practice shot really. No wind now, still here at Keighley. Nyaskalo. No. Well worth the attempt, but enabled South Africa to have a minute's rest, as Steve Sims said. And South Africa not realising what they had to do there, Steve.
Well, you have to kick the ball, you have to release it from your hands. But what they've done is that from a goal kick, if you miss a penalty, it's the only 22-metre dropout in the game is if the ball goes dead after a penalty.
Vaisoro. Still, these Fijians keep coming, running forward. Waini Droa. And the substitutes really coming into the game now. Salu Salu, all 3 substitutes handling the ball there. That's good play, taking the pressure off the lads who are a little tired. There is one who isn't tired, Tonga. Oh, good move there by Seru on that far side. Oh, he's just managed to get it down there. The South African defender looks for some support for Mr. Manson, but I'm afraid it's not coming. And Philemoni Seru in again at the corner. 34 points to 6 now.
You see here, Seru, a lot of power. He said, I'll take him on myself. The legs are pumping. One arm stretches and gets it down right in the line. You only have to be on the line. You don't have to go over it, past it. On the line's a try. You see, nice little dummy. Dummies to the right, goes to the left. Another little dummy to nobody out there. But it's all power. Power in the legs, stretches, scores a good try.
And there we see John Joyner, the assistant coach with the England party. He's in serious thought, and Phil Lowe, the England manager, obviously with plenty to... Brian Johnson, the Warrington coach, and I'm sure there are one or two names going down in one or two notebooks. I think one or two of those, the British coaches, will be having a word with one or two of these Fijians. Certainly tremendous talent on view. Taking the kick in the veteran stage, but certainly running around like a 2-year-old. And the Fijians leading the songs there on the far side. Quite a lot of Fijian supporters here. Tangya then. Only turned to rugby league 12 months ago, and certainly enjoying himself out here, and especially with a goal kick like that from the touchline. No problems, casually lofted in between the uprights. A further 2 points to tack on to this try, and again it was the vision and the clever football here as the Fijians make play, and Seru's in. When he sees the line, this centre, he goes for it, Steve.
He's had a great game from the opening whistle. He's looked strong. He's made some good breaks, scored a couple of good tries, and always caused the defence a lot of problems.
Fiji knock on. Well, no, play on, says referee Manson. The ball going sideways. Driving in, this time a superb run there by Nidroa.
They're lined up out the left there.
Tangya drives it across. Nayata Kalau. Oh, beautiful ball from Vaisoro, and Vaisoro's in. Superbly taken by the substitute. The crowd absolutely delighted and enthralled by the quick handling of these batties, as they're known. Well, they're known as warriors, but they are skillful warriors. Beautiful ball handling, running onto the ball at speed.
They were queuing up to the left out here. You could see it. They had the defence coming on the back foot. Once again, Tangya out there to Naya Kilako. Oh, great ball, great take by Nasoro there. Up on his tiptoes, he's not so tall, but he had to reach right up, and he showed a lot of strength and power to get over the line.
And here we see the speed away from the play of the ball and the length of the passes. This is what really has caused problems for the South Africans' defence. 2 passes have outwitted 4 or 5 Rhinos defenders, and when these Fijians see the line, don't they go for it?
To the size of his thighs.
I'm glad I don't strap him, Steve.
I know, it costs you plenty for tape.
A few bob in tape. And it's Nayatalakau to kick. Just outside the 20-metre area. Not the best of efforts. And if I think we could say one criticism of Fiji, it has been their goal king, but it's certainly not been the try scoring, has it?
Well, it was amazing. It was amazing there because in the try, you'll see here the try, Nassasoro, that was a good effort, a lot of power, backed up strong, run into the hole, and he probably could have come in close to the goal there to make it easier. But the strange thing, Ray, is that Tanya just kicked one from the touch line on that left-hand side, and they give the kicking back to Nayatha Kalau.
Or whatever he's called.
Whatever he's called. But Tanya just kicked one from exactly or further out.
Van Wyk then looking to put a bit of pressure on the Fijians, but they pick. Oh, and he goes driving in. Good tackle there from South Africa. And there's another Rhino down. When they drive in, these Fijians, they certainly hurt these South African defenders.
Haven't the crowd got behind Fiji? Every time they get the ball up that top end behind their post, the crowd go wild.
And here we see the Fijian driving in, but it's the Rhino who comes out of it worse.
They run with a lot of power and pace. They're hard to tackle. You get your arms and shoulders around their legs, and their legs are hard. They've got muscles everywhere. And it's Gideon Watts, I think, that's down there now, injured. He's had a fine game. Well, everyone here's had a fine game today. It's tough out there. They're doing battle. It's been a good battle, but just on the day, Fiji's been too good.
They certainly drive in, and it's certainly been a tough testing time for the forwards there, like Gideon Watts of the Rhinos, and Tim Furey, Gerald Williams and Boyson. But to their credit, they've stuck at it. Watts just retiring there. And again, that would be South Africa down to 12 men. I mean, really, well, I can't understand how Van Niekerk's coming on. They've used more than 4 substitutions.
I think they must have a lot of blood bins. I was thinking that before. There's been a lot of change, replacements today, so there could have been a few blood bins.
Yep, and of course, with the blood bin, you are allowed unlimited time, Steve.
You are.
Fiji then still attacking out wide. The kick there from Nayat Kalau, picked up by Van Wyk. South Africa then still looking for a try in this game. They deserve one. They've worked hard, they've stuck at it, they've been on the receiving end of a fair battering in the middle. They've lacked the speed out wide, but nothing wrong with the hearts beneath those green jerseys. Koot Heeman there with the ball. Francois Kluter now driving in just on the halfway line. Boysons never stop running. This is a good spell of 6 tackles here from South Africa. Back to Kluter again. Back inside to Van der Venter, but that's the 6th tackle. And on the ruling, the ball handed over to the Fijians.
There's just under 7 minutes to go, Ray, and neither team's given up here. There's been a good battle, and both teams are still trying hard.
And we can see the possession factor there, 65% for the
Fijians. Yeah, they've had all the possession, and the score shows that. But they're very exciting with the ball, and if you're going to get the ball, move it around, score tries, you're going to keep getting it back all the time.
And a knock on. I think tiredness there on Van Wyk's part. He was getting up rather slowly. It's been very warm. It's been very hectic out there. It's really been an experience for the South Africans. They've played against the British amateur rugby league sides on 3 or 4 occasions. They had 2 good wins against them in Johannesburg. They've competed in the Sydney World Sevens, but this is a different matter. But that's a good scrummage, a good scrum against the head. You don't see them these days.
Exactly right. That was good work from South Africa there. But it is a little bit of inexperience in South Africa. The handling errors, it's 11 handling errors to South Africa, 6 to Fiji. But you're not going to know how much they're going to gain out of this. The experience that they've gained today, the knowledge, the toughness, they're going to be a lot better team next time, South Africa.
Short pass there to Gerald Williams. And again, one of the problems has been the handling from the South Africans, hasn't it? I don't think they've been quite used to the ferocity of the tackling, to ride the tackle yet still put the pass out.
They're not. They haven't played in a game like this before. None of these players have played at this level, at this pace, and it is very hard. But as I said before, this is going to be great for South African Rugby League. It's great for rugby league all over when you see two teams competing at this level and this pace for 80 minutes.
Oh, good play there by Neyathkalo. Still keeping that moving. Tanya, this time out to Salalu. Oh, beautiful sleight of hand there between Tanya and Tonga. Still going, picked up there by Salu. Fiji on the attack, on the 5th tackle, 1 remaining. Kick through again, another 6 tackles really. Jacob Boyson shouldn't have done that. He's put more pressure on this Fijian side, waving, he's lost it. And a penalty.
It's just all inexperience, Ray. It's, you know, giving 6 tackles back again, playing at the ball in the last tackle, and then getting in the play the ball area there, Boyson's. He's had a strong game, but South Africa, as we said, they're just, they're on a learning curve today. Tonga
just held up. South Africa still tackling. The short pass, he flicks through. Sovatambua in there again. It was that short pass there on the burst. The fullback reading the situation from the Panthers club in Fiji. Sovatambua in again. Second try of the match, and both thoroughly well deserved.
Sovatambua here, you'll see it's a great left-hand fend here. He goes to the outside, sees there's a hole there, little left-hand fend there, and scores one of the easiest of tries.
A great legend of a player that is here today, ladies and gentlemen, from South Africa, Tom van Volven. Come on, the end, and a big welcome for the mindset.
And there we see Sovatambua collecting the 4 points. (44 points to 6). Not a very good scoreline for South Africa, but I think this 77.5 minutes so far will have proved invaluable to the country in its rise to become a rugby league nation. A lot of work has been put in the past 5 or 6 years, and a lot of work still to be done, but they acknowledge that. And I'm sure Hockey Oosthuizen and all the coaches out there will do the job. Tanya. They must be taking it in turns, Steve, to kick these goals. It's Tanya this time.
I think he's got a better strike rate. I think he's kicked 1 out of 1.
This could be 2 out of 2. It should be. It is. Carefully slots it just to the side of the post. It takes Fiji even further out. 46 points to 6.
Ray, you could think that the game one has been one-sided on this try here. Sovatambua, once again, he scores another try. He's had an exceptional game. But the game has been good, it's been tough. South Africa have tried all game. But I tell you, if the World Cup's going to be like this and you see exciting tries like Fiji scored today, well, this is going to be one of the great tournaments of any World Cup that's ever been played.
Tremendous run there, tremendous run by Elise Tonga. Number 2, every time he runs he leaves South Africans lying on the floor, and here they are coming through now. Striding away, Dekui Tonga going for the line, he's in at the corner. Wonderful effort, straight from their own line. They're so fast, they are so strong, these Fijians. They've certainly given the crowd their money's worth here. They're leaving South Africans on the floor, but can't they just move this ball, Steve?
It's a good step, a step off his right foot, just powered his way through the defence, run around Van der Wyk there, and this stacker Tonga, he's got a lot of power, a lot of pace, and scores in the corner, full length of the field try, and it was a great effort. You see him again here. Just power, bust through the defence. Determination on his face. Another step off the right foot. Swerves around Van der Beek again. Sees the corner, sees the defence coming at him. But the determination, gritting his teeth, and just puts the ball down in the corner for another Fijian try.
Tremendous performance here this afternoon at Keighley. 50 points registered, 50 points to 6. And for South Africa, a very harsh introduction to the world of professional rugby league.
Ray, one of the things that's happening is from all the kickoffs, they're kicking back to the two-back rowers for Fiji. They're powering the ball up, and every time they make a run, they hurt one of the South Africans. There's still a player down. I think it's Boyson that's down on the ground there now that's getting up. No, it may not be, but he's just up on his feet now, but he's been on the ground since that first tackle from the last kickoff.
Well, Tanya preparing to take the kick. We saw him put one over from the touchline. 2 from 2. Can he make it 3 from 3? Calm and cool. One of the traditional now round the corner kickers. Oh, and he lofts it high, and it's beautifully struck straight between the posts. Well, how this man doesn't take the kicks on a regular basis, I don't know, Steve.
It was exactly the same spot he kicked the first goal. Here's this try again. Determination here. It was great. And look at the South African jumpers. They never give up. Not one player give up there.
Let's give credit to South Africa here. Just look at that. 4 South Africans there, chasing all the way in the final minutes of a match when they must be tired, when they've taken 50 points. All credit to them.
Exactly right. There wasn't one South African give up there. I was saying before, Ray, Tangi, he kicked the first goal from that same spot. As soon as he kicked the goal, he never got the next kick.
Into stoppage time now, 2 minutes into injury time. I'm sure South Africa will welcome the whistle. Fiji, they seem to want to go on running all afternoon. I'm sure they'll play for another hour and a half here if the crowd would stay. 10 tries we've seen, and 10 excellent tries.
Well, they've got an opportunity here. They've got a scrum deep in Fijian half, and hopefully they can get the ball, have a good set of 6, and in that 6, hopefully they can score a try.
I'm sure everyone back there in South Africa will be hoping that they do get a consolation try. But Fiji will be hoping to keep that defence. Oh, here we are, going for the line, driving in. Gerald Williams can't quite make it. Jaco Alberts, one who probably does deserve a try. But there is the hooter. It's time. A superb exhibition from the Fijians. A brave effort from South Africa. The Fijian flag flying proudly there on the terraces. But both sides being warmly welcomed, as I said, into the world of rugby league. Delight on the Fijian supporters. Nandruku, who had a fine game on the wing, brought a little more experience than the South Africans have seen. Played in a great spirit. Players congratulating and shaking hands with each other.